Good morning, our church family. Happy Thursday or Friday Eve, as I often like to say. I hope you guys are having a great week. Thanks for being here to pray today. Today I want to take a look at Psalm 42. This psalm begins, "As the deer pants for the water brooks, so my soul pants for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God?" This is a psalm that reflects on a desire and a hunger to be in the presence of the living God. There's a desperation to this psalm that has underlying it this need, this absolute need to connect with God's presence. It's not something that is done lightly. It's not something that's done passively, but it is done as very thirst for water. And sometimes I wonder how much we long for God's presence. How much do we dig in? How much do we allow the distractions of life to pull us out of the presence of God, and then do we recognize when we are thirsty and pursue? The psalm that second verse finishes, "When shall I come and appear before God? When will I be in God's presence?" My prayer today, and our prayer today, is that we would hunger and thirst for God. That we would not just take it for granted if God seems far away, but we would pursue actively the living presence of God. That we would seek it as if it were water, as if His presence were the very life that we live under and in. And let me be real, it is. It's everything that we need. So my prayer today is that we would hunger and thirst for God's presence, and that God would stir up a deeper hunger and a deeper thirst for us as we pursue Him. One of our core values is life-changing encounters with Jesus Christ, and that happens in a church where people are actively seeking God's presence, and it doesn't happen any other way. So let's pray for a hunger and thirst for God's presence, and I pray that God, as we do this, that God meets you even today. Thank you, church. I will talk to you tomorrow.